Welcome to another session of Coffee with IOM, this time around from Belgrade, Serbia. And thank you for joining us in this inspiring, exciting conversation on how digital solutions are actually transforming migration, particularly return and readmission. These days, Belgrade is home to several important international events surrounding the topics of return and readmission. And we are very privileged to have with us today a special guest, Mr. Stan Minne from the Immigration Office of Belgium, IBZ. Stan, good morning, welcome, and thank you for being with us today.
Good morning, Alexandra. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure being here in Belgrade, Serbia.
Stan, let's start us off immediately with you telling us a bit about yourself and how you got working in migration.
Well, the Belgian Immigration Office is a very dynamic organization within the Belgian Ministry of Interior. For the past few years, we have been confronted with a challenging environment in terms of migration management. And very often when a new challenge arises, also my office needs new and young people to handle those new migration flows. About a decade ago, I took the exam to join the Immigration Office, and ever since I've been working for immigration. I started off with the identification of irregular migrants, and about 3 years ago I started in my current position as a liaison officer for the Western Balkans.
It sounds very dynamic and very exciting. So thank you once more for being here today to explore with me how digital solutions are supporting efficient, transparent, and rights-based approach to return and readmission. I'm going to say the big words right away, the e-RCMS, or the Electronic Readmission Case Management System. Stan, what is this system basically? What does it entail? How does it work? Can you tell us in plain words so everyone can understand, not only the migration people?
At immigration, we love abbreviations. So RCMS stands for Electronic Readmission Case Management System. It's a long word and it entails a lot.
It's a mouthful for an early morning coffee, I would say, but we'll handle it.
And I guess this word triggers a lot of new questions, actually. But let me start off with explaining what readmission actually is before I jump to what the application actually is all about. When a person does not have to stay anymore in Belgium, they have the obligation to return to their country of origin. However, some people, on the way towards Belgium, they lost their travel documents. In some cases, the identity or the nationality of an irregular migrant is unclear to the authorities in Belgium. And then the process of readmission starts. It means that we contact the country of origin and apply to clarify the identity of a person. Once the identity of a person has been established, we request the country of origin to issue a travel document. There are many ways to apply for readmission. Some countries prefer to work paper-based, which is not optimal. Some countries work by email. And more recently, we have the e-RCMS application in place, which fully digitalizes the readmission process.
Now, Stan, we agree that digitalization is a key tool to advance the return processes, no doubt about it. But can you please explain to us why is this particular system, the e-RCMS, important and valid in these times? Because we have many other existing systems that we colloquially call legacy systems. So what is the special feature of this particular system?
Let me start off more generally. The e-RCMS is very important for the Belgian Immigration Office for two reasons, because it reinforces credibility and clarity of the readmission procedure. First and foremost, for Belgian society, it is important that we reinforce our readmission capacities by digitalizing. It is important for society that we see that the government is doing efforts to speed up and to reinforce readmission. Secondly, it's also very important that we have a clear and credible procedure for the migrants themselves. By digitalizing the return procedure, we make the return more efficient, more safe and faster, so the person can swiftly reintegrate in his or her country of origin. Thirdly, what is also very important for us is that the case workers dealing with readmission don't have to work on the paper mountain anymore. By fully digitalizing the readmission process, they can focus on what really matters for us, and that's managing migration in a humane, orderly and safe manner.
Thank you for mentioning the caseworkers. Let's for a second imagine that I'm one of those caseworkers, the case manager. For instance, how is e-RCMS making my job easier? How it's improving my daily job?
Two things are important for our caseworkers. First of all, they don't need to deal with paper files anymore. Everything is fully digital. which makes the process way more efficient and fast and also safe, because we can fully log who is working on the system, who is not allowed to work on the system, and who did what. We get a great overview of all the ongoing cases in the blink of an eye. So it makes it easy. For example, when a caseworker is absent, then it's far easier for another caseworker to step in and to take over a file if needed.
And it's environmentally friendly. The forests are not crying anymore, at least now in the Balkans. We're doing a good thing.
We also think about the environment at Belgian immigration, so...
Good stuff. Stan, perhaps this is a good moment to take a breath, and let's hear it now from the Immigration Director General from Belgium.
Hello, my name is Freddy Roseland. I'm the Director General of the Belgian Migration Service, and I wanted to use the occasion to thank our Balkan partners for the collaboration, a long-standing collaboration, at least 15, 16 years, even a little bit more. But now in a new phase, because we are using IT more, we are using digitalization more. And that's for everybody a very good thing. It's quicker, it's easier, and it's also for the interest of the migrant. So Belgium is a pioneer in that aspect, but is very happy to be a pioneer because we see the daily results already now. A big thanks to IOM because they developed the system, and I hope that in the near future, not only other Balkan states and also European states can use that system because it's really a very good development, and it's positive for us, but also for everybody.
Now, Belgium's experience as a pilot country for several migration management systems quite nicely illustrates how these digital innovations can support stronger international cooperation. What can you share from your country's perspective that might help Serbia now at this moment in time and other countries across the Western Balkans?
Well, at Belgian Immigration, international cooperation is part of our mindset. Per definition, migration involves cross-border cooperation. So for us, for many years, we have been working with many partners all around the world in order to guarantee an orderly and humane way of doing migration management. As for the RCMS systems, for the past decade, we already have been working heavily with first-generation RCMS systems, the so-called legacy systems. They are great systems. However, now we took another step forward and we implemented a so-called second-generation system, the e-RCMS system, together with Albania and Serbia. Both Albania and Serbia are natural partners for us. We have a long-standing cooperation with them for many, many years in the field of migration. So it immediately felt natural for us to work with those two countries on this new project.
So how did this cooperation actually come about? Are we sort of pioneers in the field, Albania and Serbia? We are very proud of this digital connection that's now in place and the hard work behind it. But are we considered pioneers, or have there been countries before us?
I believe we are very much pioneering in this field. With Serbia, we were the first ever countries to connect through the e-RCMS system. And shortly afterwards, we also connected with Albania. So in this sense, we are the first ones in the world to implement this system, which gives a lot of advantages in comparison with the first generation legacy systems, because we work on one universal platform. With the other platforms we have in place, the platform is specifically designed per country, which involves a lot of disadvantages. With this platform, the caseworker opens its browser and can immediately, in one platform, handle all the cases currently ongoing.
Well, I'm glad we're setting the example, and we might be a good practice and a success story, hopefully, both Serbia, Albania, and the others across Western Balkans. Now, migration case management, as you know best, involves sensitive personal information. And all of us in today's world are very much concerned when it comes to handling our sensitive data about our personal information. How would you assure me that my personal data, if I am, let's say, a person in a situation that my regular stay is not granted anymore, I'm in a process of return, how would you reassure me that all my personal data would be kept secured, safeguarded, and not violated in any way?
Yeah. Carrying out readmission on paper or by email, we don't consider that as an optimal way of exchanging personal data. The e-RCMS is offering a very good solution for that, because data is being sent to the country of origin via an encrypted and secure line. So it is impossible for personal data to get lost or to end up in the wrong hands. And we are very happy to have the system in place to erase the option that personal data can get lost.
Stan, we often hear the EU officials and the member states officials telling us and highlighting how important the rights-based approach to return is. How is e-RCMS and the digitalization of the return process ensuring and improving these safeguards for people without the right to stay in the EU?
Safeguards are very important for us, and the e-RCMS even further reinforces the rights-based approach towards irregular migrants. Why? Because first of all, the personal data is being exchanged in a more safe way, as I explained earlier. But secondly, the irregular migrant also gets way faster clarity in when he or she could return to his or her country of origin. When you have a paper-based readmission procedure, the readmission procedure takes way longer than via the e-RCMS. The sooner a person can return to his or her country of origin, the sooner the person can reintegrate and be reunited with his or her family. And thirdly, nobody likes detention, so we can reduce detention significantly compared to, for example, paper-based readmission procedures.
You're quite right. Nobody likes detentions in the world of, in this tense world we live in nowadays. Now, migration practitioners, quite often when they speak about e-RCMS, alongside of it, they mention the RCMS, another technical term that we use in migration, but generally people don't know about it. How do these two complement each other, just in simple words for our audience?
Another great abbreviation, as you mentioned. We love abbreviations. RCMS stands for Return Case Management System. And it's basically a blueprint of how we should digitalize our return management. So it's a bit broader than e-RCMS. e-RCMS is mostly working and revolving around identification and readmission, while RCMS is much broader. It can also, for example, include detention. Currently, we are working in Belgium on a new detention module, which manages the detention of irregular migrants. So the blueprint is larger than the actual e-RCMS system. We see the e-RCMS as an application functioning within the broader system of RCMS. And we are really working on it very hard in Belgium to make the full digitalization of returns happen in the coming years.
So they do indeed complement each other.
They are very much.
And fall nicely together.
Alexandra, if I may add, as I already mentioned before, international cooperation is part of our mindset at the Belgian Immigration Office. Both Albania, Serbia, Belgium have been confronted heavily with irregular migration for the past few years. We feel that we are natural partners of Albania and Serbia in assisting with dealing with these irregular migration flows, but we're also here to learn from the experiences of both Albania and Serbia. Setting up an effective return management system is key in addressing irregular migration flows. Digital tools like the e-RCMS, they really put a turbo on our efforts.
It's really great to be able to learn from each other. Thank you for this comment that you made. Now it's a good moment to take a breath and hear it from our partners and colleagues in Albania.
Ju përshëndes nga Tirana, jam drejtuesi parë Laureta Spirollari, drejtori i Drejtorisë për Migracionin në Departamentin për Kufirin dhe Migracionin në Policinë e Shtetit Shqiptar. Kam nderin t'i drejtohem përfaqësuesve të IOM-it, autoriteteve homologe belge, si dhe audiencës e interesuar me këtë mesazh falënderimi, lidhur me instalimin e platformës e-RCMS, sistemi i menaxhimit të rastit të ripranimit, i cili është një mekanizëm i avancuar i teknologjisë digjitale, që ka filluar të funksionojë në fillim të muajit shkurt 2026. Kjo platformë, e cila përfshin aktorët institucional në procesin e trajtimit të kërkesave të ripranimit, siç janë Departamenti për Kufirin dhe Migracionin, Drejtoria për Çështjet Konsullore në Ministrinë për Evropën dhe Punët e Jashtme, Instituti i Policisë Shkencore, Agjencia për Mbrojtjen dhe të Drejtat e Fëmijëve, mundëson lehtësimin e komunikimit midis tyre, duke përshpejtuar përpunimin e rasteve në kthimin e përgjigjeve me palën kërkuese, ku për 2 muajt, kur ka filluar ky modul të funksionojë, kemi trajtuar 12 raste me palën belge. Vlerësoj se përfshirja autoriteteve shqiptare në këtë platformë i jep mundësi edhe shteteve të tjera anëtare të BE-s, palë në marrëveshjen e ripranimit Shqipëri-Komuniteti Evropian, të komunikojnë me palën shqiptare nëpërmjet kësaj platforme. Gjithashtu, në të ardhmen, kjo platformë do të mundësoj edhe komunikimin digital me vende të treta, bazuar në marrëveshjet e ripranimit apo mekanizma të tjerë bashkëpunimi në fushën e kthimit ripranimeve. Edhe një herë, ju falenderoj për arritjen e këtij suksesi, që është një hap i rëndësishëm për Shqipërinë në procesin e integrimit në komunitetin evropian.
When we speak about one key takeout from today's discussion, what it would be?
I would like to assure the audience who is watching this podcast, I would want to assure them that many efforts are being made to ensure safe, orderly and humane migration management, both in Belgium but also in the Western Balkans. International cooperation is key in this sense for us. The cooperation we experience with Albania, Serbia and IOM, of course, is a showcase example of successful international cooperation.
When we speak about the digital systems like e-RCMS, how does the future look like? How is this digitalization going to impact everything we do together? In your own words, just how do you see the next steps? Let's look at the future together for a moment.
We are very hopeful about the future. Together with Albania and Serbia, we took an important step forward in establishing the e-RCMS connection. And we hope, together with Albania and Serbia, that we can serve as ambassadors towards other Western Balkan countries. We hope to convince them to also start utilizing the e-RCMS system. Secondly, we also hope to assist our Albanian and Serbian partners that they can connect through the e-RCMS system with countries of origin that matter to them in order to help them identify and return irregular migrants present in either Albania or in Serbia. Thirdly, for us, it's also very important to learn from the experience from our Albanian and Serbian partners.
It's great to have this kind of support, and we're very thankful and working hard together, hand in hand. If we're sending one final message from Belgrade today about the future of the digitalization of these solutions for return and readmission, what is it? Is the future bright? Is it safe? Is it digitalized? Or?
First and foremost, I think we hope to promote the system we currently have in place as the first ones in Europe, together with Albania and Serbia, to promote the system, to convince as many countries as possible to join our way of working. And secondly, also to improve the system. Wherever we see a chance to even further improve the system, we would like to improve it even more, to make it even more efficient, more safe, and more swift than it currently is.
Can't get enough of that.
Yes, that's true.
Well, Stan, thank you so much for the time you devoted to us, for your competence and expertise. I'm pretty sure that if we wake up in the middle of the night, any one of our audiences, they will know by heart what e-RCMS is and all the other things we touched upon. Thank you tremendously, and it was great having you in Coffee with IOM.
Thank you for the invitation. It was a true pleasure being here, and we are looking forward very much to our constructive cooperation we have with IOM for many, many years now.
And let's continue the talks when you have some other innovative things to share.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.